Hi, it's me. Wait, this is the wrong cam. That was the rope camera. No one was supposed to see that. I accidentally showed my secret rope camera. And I believe that's a Norwegian rope. Life is yours, are you there? Where am I? Where, Twitch. Yes, hello. Yeah, does this rope look Norwegian to you? There's just something about it. Maybe it's the colors. Draklyn's lurking. Draklyn, thank you so much for thanking me. Thank you for the thanks. Sailboat rope on a Norwegian sailboat. Okay, we'll pick another Norwegian wallpaper to start. Hi, I'm Scott, by the way. It's me, Scott. We're still like this is still like in pre-residency warm-up stream land, even though I feel like we've actually sort of started on the project, but my real residency streaming starts on Tuesday. So we're just like doing something. Okay, this is a person in Norway. That's a Norwegian bird from Oslo. It's a May Day. It's also my grandma's, it would have been her 100th birthday today. So everybody, thank all your workers and thank all your grandmas. Why is my bitrate going insane? Is it just something we do now to kick a stream off? Kind of like this. Not a landscape or anything, but that woman is not a landscape either. You know, we'll just like look at pictures. There's a nice Norwegian horse. I almost like that. Almost. Ooh, look at that. Let's go there. Reine? R-E-I-N-E? Reine? The thing about May Day is it's the actual Labor Day. The United States hates labor, and so they like moved moved our version of Labor Day away from May 1st, like moved it to a few months later so it wouldn't be like it was commemorating the government killing workers, but oh, can I spell? I don't know. It's already gone. R-E-I-N-E, was it that? May Day is also just like a springtime day. You know, you celebrate, you go around the maypole and do all your nice May celebrations. But International Workers' Day, sometimes called May Day. Yeah, look out for those workers. Workers now got it tough. Okay, so my bitrate still does not seems insane. Seems all over the place. Lofoten? That's where we're going. Let's go here. It's beautiful. Does the stream seem okay? Life is yours. My bitrate's kind of jumping all over the place. We're going to Lofoten. How to pronounce Lofoten?
Lofoten.
Lofoten. Lofoten.
Lofoten.
Lofoten.
Lofoten.
Lofoten.
Lofoten.
How am I doing? I did it. Whoa. What's this star? Is this where you are? What's this special star right here? Where's hell? Maybe I'll move to Sweden and be your neighbor. That's your hometown. I did better before I listened to the bot. The robot did a poor job. Oh well. Okay, so what are we gonna do today? We got to the point that we were getting data into... You live near hell, right? You're not from hell. Sometimes I stutter in a weird way, but I don't mind it. I don't think I stuttered when I was younger. I think it's something that has intensified. Hell is right below your hometown. Right here. I love hell. Look at beautiful hell. Is hell really beautiful? It actually doesn't look very beautiful. It looks quaint, but not like... I love the post office, I guess, or whatever this building is. Oh, I went too far. Okay. Highlights from hell. I feel like I gotta visit hell. Look at this woman. She's so serious. Dancing up a storm. Wow. This looks like Tim Cook. Is this Tim Cook dancing in Norway? A blues legend? Cool. She looks awesome. Okay, we got it. Let's focus. We're gonna focus here. I like the way you spelled blues. Blues. What's the word for blues in Norse? Norwegian? What is the language called? Is it Norse or Norwegian? Norse is an ancient language. Blues. We are Norwegian. Norse would be like ancient Norse, right? Like the new Assassin's Creed, like God of War. Iceland speaks Norse. Okay. Not Icelandic. I don't know. And Iceland is not part of Scandinavia, right? Or Finland. You won't allow it. We are gonna get to work, maybe. So we got to the point yesterday, at least, where we had our mobile dancer.glitch.me at the very end of the stream. Oh, .me. I even said me while I typed com. That was weird. We got to the point where we had reasonable accelerometer data. Wow, Icelandic people are more Norse than Norwegians? Wow. Bold. Mobile dancer. So we got to the point where we could dance with a cube over here. That was days ago. But as of yesterday, we were dancing reasonably with a cube in Unity, right? And we got orientation feeling not bad. We still have this terrible deserialization bug that I don't know where the bug is. I don't know if it's... I think we're good. I think we're sending valid data. So it could happen on the server. It could happen as part of the deserialization on this end. Yeah. Should I move to Iceland? I kind of want to not live in the United States anymore after this year. I mean, I sort of haven't for many years, but maybe this year is the year. Maybe this is the year I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here. I don't know. That's a big statement, especially when I've got like healthcare stuff going on. But I kind of think I'd get better healthcare somewhere else. So I can do this. I can move this. New users can appear. We did the culling, so if I turn off my phone, within a few seconds, these should go away. And we got the gravity thing working, and we have the constraints working. Yeah, you'd come check it out. I've almost gone to Iceland a few times, because often Iceland Air has those deals where you can stop in Iceland on the way to continental Europe. So I've considered it, but I haven't been to Europe in a long time. It's been like 10 years. Until now, when I'm going to come hang out with Life is Yours, and we'll make some nice citron cake. Citron is lemon. That seems pretty common throughout Europe, right? Okay, so let's look at our to-do list, because I don't remember what we're going to do. I mean, I know one of the things we're going to do, but it's a big task. I don't know if I want to do it. I think maybe we will. Maybe we will do it. Although I'm realizing that we may have a problem. Yeah, we have a problem. Shoot. Okay. I'm going to try to fix this problem. I don't have the WebGL module installed. So let's go back to Norway. Let's install the WebGL build support, which hopefully doesn't take very long. And while that's happening, we will look at our to-do list. Cone, citron, citron. That's like French and Spanish. I was working this morning to move. Oh, I can do it now because Draclin liked me. I was moving mission control in Tweetopia back from Docker, moving them over to Glitch, but I couldn't do custom domains. So Tweetopia is now functioning on Glitch. I just couldn't do a custom domain. Oh, Tweetopia. I didn't get paid to do you. I don't think I would do that now. But it was 10 years ago. That's functional, and this is functional. Let's find Life is Yours on the map, assuming he's looked at my site. Europe, Northern Europe, Norway, unknown. Bærum, Citron, Meh. Who's this? Is that you? Who is that? Weren't we talking about... We were talking about Bergen yesterday. This is Bærum. That's not you? Who is it? What do they want from me? Wait, this... My map looks wrong. This seems like it's in... This is in the south of Norway. And my map made it look like it was not in the south. My map made it look like... Oh no. This project I haven't really worked on substantially in 10 years. Oh no, that's right. Okay, I think we're right. Okay. That's not you. How come you're not looking at my website? You're hurting my feelings. I need to fix this link to Lauren Judah's site. It's gone. I wonder what Lauren Judah's up to. What a talented person. Maybe it is. You never can tell because this is really... This is very loose data. I don't have... this isn't even like browser location data, which would be probably a little more accurate because you'd at least have the Wi-Fi triangulation. This is IP address. Yeah, it might be you because this is IP address. You could do like an IP geolocator. Geolocator? Geolocator. Oh no, I just showed my public IP address. I think it's okay. Yeah, I could do it, but it's this doesn't use, this is all Google Analytics data. So it's what Google, oh well. I have a dynamic IP, so I'm not too worried about it. So I'm okay. We don't have to hide this VOD. I don't have to, I didn't fully dox myself. Because I think you're the only one watching right now, so it's okay. I'll just have to renew my DHCP lease. So that got my city right. Yeah, so if you look at that, what does it say you're in Oslo? I could look up additional services, but that site is driven 100% by Google Analytics data, which makes it really easy. Oh. That's where it thinks you are? Don't open that project. Open this project. Okay. So the thing we want to try to do that I don't know that I've ever done this. I've definitely worked with native plugins in Unity before, but I don't think I've done native JavaScript. Which I'm assuming you have to like actually do a build to do it, right? Like, so I think what we're gonna do, what was that page? It's like WebGL, interacting with browser scripting, yeah. I think we're just gonna start with this, and we will just do like raw. That's interesting though, that we can like get to, that's pretty cool, like binding textures. That's interesting. Okay, so we need asset plugins, yeah. So this is, I don't know exactly how I want to do this yet. And then it just needs to be something called JSLib. Do you have more tests this week, Life is Yours? What do you want to call this? Probably doesn't really matter. Okay, so this means if we have this here, and then if we have a, let's just test this. I kind of want to stick it in here for now, because I do want to try to do that platform-specific partials thing. You have a test on the 8th? What's your new test in? Like I could do something like this. Let's try it. Let's just do it. Like I don't know if I just don't remember if I need all the headers and stuff. Like, you suggest not using them. Yeah, I don't care. I like it. A partial method, I don't know about. That seems like too much. But a partial class actually seems pretty reasonable to me. So we'd have like a public partial class. Oh shoot, this wasn't. How do I want to do this? The WebSocket bridge would need to be a mono behavior. Do I want to rewrite that first? Draclin, how are you? Draclin, thank you. Thank you for thanking me. I appreciate that. It's very silly to me that that's how they gate features on that site. But so, question is whether I want to refactor this first. Which I don't think would take too much. I think it would actually just be something like, yeah, we could even do it all with like Unity delegate kind of stuff. How do I want to do it? Wait, Scam, you don't want to express thanks to me? Draclin, was your thanks insincere? Wow. Wow. Thanks, Gus. Draclin doesn't really care about me. Whew. Sad. Hurts my feelings. I might cry. Let's do what? Let's do... Where does WebSocket URL even come from? Excuse me. Oops. You have watched me do many things. What projects did you think? You've watched me do so many projects on Glitch. Maybe you weren't paying attention. Can I do this? This is gonna be a little weird, but not super weird. Maybe just a little weird. Like, I'd basically need to do this. Get a WebSocket bridge, and then I'm gonna not do this. I do want this. Okay, that probably broke everything, but let's see how quickly we can recover. So now we need a nice, poorly thought out refactor. Didn't really plan it, just started it. Why is my code lens still not working? It's IOUR, right? IOUR? I just didn't capitalize the B. I gotta get that to work. I can't program like this. I still did it wrong. IOUR is what I said. What did I type? Wait. Oh, because Unity's not in here. Because we weren't using it before. Obviously. We may have to fix some, like, multi-threading problems. That could be why we're getting that weird truncated thing, but I don't think so, but maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. Could be a concurrent, we use a concurrent queue. I like those. They're probably not the most performant, but I like them. You don't even know where you thanked me? Bracklin. You're gonna be banned from Glitch for life. Sorry, with what you saw some multicasting where? Or where was I multicasting? In where? In what, the code I'm working on or on Glitch? Code on screen right now? I'll just switch classes. Oh no. Oh, the delegate stuff. Yeah. It's kind of a weird syntax. The C# syntax is pretty weird. It doesn't... trying to think of like how you do like listeners in other languages, but you know, JavaScript's like an add event listener or on or whatever. It is a little weird. But I kind of like it. It does the job. Well, you're right. It is, now that you say that, it is like kind of conceptually weird thing. Okay, so hopefully this works. We needed the URL here. I think I lost it. The URL was where? Was this. I thought at first you were talking about this stuff down here, because I was setting up. Well, we did this on one of our old streams where I was trying to multicast over UDP. This isn't the multicast, but this is getting the broadcast address, so I could. But I ended up not liking it. Ended up actually not being as performant as I wanted. Okay, so is this code functional? Let's start with functional and go from there. I'm worried about the concurrent thing, and it's easy enough to fix, so maybe I'll fix it, even though it probably actually slows things down. Seemed like nothing worked, because I thought we should get a... We added that bridge. We did this. In our start... Yeah, if we have a WebSocket URL, we connect. We didn't get any of this stuff. Do I have the console turned off? I have the console turned off. That's me. That's a thing that I did to myself. Okay, we got a cube. We now have a mono behavior, and now I can do this nonsense. Let's start getting very silly and start doing stuff like this and make this a partial. Do I really want to do this way? I think I do, because I think it just sounds interesting. Sounds interesting to try. Is it just if-def WebGL? What is the syntax? Yeah. Oh, it's just if, not if-def. And then end-if. So if Unity WebGL and end-if. So the idea is that we will have one class for WebSocket communication, but we will have two platform-specific implementations. Now, either we can do this partial. I mean, we could just say that we don't even, that none of this stuff even gets compiled. We don't even do an empty class. I don't know if I like that. So what will this do? This will let us have platform independent code. It will let us have those blocks be totally independent and but referred to in one way, which seems kind of nice. But actually the thing that's not nice about it is nothing enforces the contents of this unless... Can partials have an interface? I mean, I guess I could do an interface partial. But what I would want is actually so that that I would know that these two files conform. Maybe partial is a bad answer here. I mean, it's probably a bad answer. It's almost certainly a bad answer, but I kind of like it still. The alternative answer is that there's just two implementations and they're totally separate, and maybe they conform to an interface. And then the if-def is just higher up the chain, and it says, it just instantiates a different class. It just instantiates something different based on the platform I'm on. But the partials are kind of fun. This is hard. The problem with the partials is like nothing really. These are two mutually exclusive partials I have that will need the same methods inside unless they call back up to something that's in the non-partial part. It's kind of a weird one. Like if I called send, for example, I would just have to make sure that in both of these places separately with nothing enforcing it, that they had a send implementation that was good. And I don't know how like, whatever, OmniSharp, all the like compilery or that code validation stuff works with these kind of definitions. So let's just start doing this and then maybe I'll change my mind. So this would be WebSocket bridge WebGL.cs, something like that. I don't know, this is maybe a terrible idea, but we're gonna just do it. And this version, so we'll have the WebGL version, and then we will also have the editor version. And then we'll eventually maybe need to make a guess we could do, yeah, like standalone windows, or I mean, it's kind of just if it's not WebGL. Like, I sort of want it to be standalone on whatever the platform is. But this is different than the editor? Or does this run in editor? The real question is standalone a single word? They think it is. Okay. So we'll have a standalone version. And this one is if Unity standalone. So these 2 bits of code are now will be compiled depending on the platform we're on. And this maybe is a terrible way to do it. I don't know. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't like it because there's like some things that aren't enforced here. I'd like to have an interface, but then presumably the I don't want a partial interface. I want an interface on a partial. Which is maybe a naive thing. Maybe that's not actually a thing we want. The real reason you do this is if you wanted like separate people working on these files and separate in version control and all of that stuff. So there's not really a reason for me to do this other than I just kind of feel like it. So what ends up happening is that basically basically everything in here, like the connect and close and send and receive, all of that stuff is really for standalone. And I think I would want connect before I had close. I don't know why I did that. So that's all these things. These classes all still exist because these are just partials for this. That also means that this stuff also lives here. Nope, not there. And that this main class doesn't have much to it at all, except a start. And then probably this will have the send. It'll be the responsibility of these 2 jokers to talk to our on received, which should still work. Yeah, then all of these things, all this system.net stuff, all of that stuff really goes in here. Inside the if-def. And even though this is like the master class or whatever. Oh yeah, and we still need to know about Unity in here. I generally don't like to have, I don't know why I did that. I generally don't like to have system, like all of system imported, but maybe I got so much stuff there that I just decided to do it. But then that ends up requiring this, because otherwise your debug is annoying. So like whenever I have system, Sometimes it's just a little tidier. Is that where string is? That string was just available. Maybe not. Okay, let's see if this functions with our silly partials. Yes, it does function. So that's all very good. So what we then need, and this is the problem, is we really need a connect inside here. Which is why this is maybe really, truly better just as a its own class. Unless both of these derived. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like if I just try to do an interface here, what would happen? I think that's abusing the system a little bit. I think it's more like these WebSocket bridges could be, they don't have to be monobehaviors. Like these little WebSocket bridge .standalone could be kind of what we had before, actually. Just a class, and then here in start, we would decide which one we used. And then they're just like kind of internally, they are what they are. I don't know. Because, you know, right now everything seems fine, but if I did a WebGL version of this, it would break. Because I'd be like trying to call connect and suddenly I can't connect. So I'm curious, what happens if I change the platform to WebGL? It'll probably break, right? I would hope it would break. Yeah, so because first thing, we need that, and then it's going to complain that connect doesn't exist. Connect and close don't exist. So let's actually not have this in here though. Let's have this in here. So we don't have a connect and we don't have a close. And we have nothing enforcing that. That's what I don't like, is like, there's nothing on this end. Okay, a couple things. Let's see. Code sense, not working. Auto completion, not working. This stuff just breaks all the time. Although I should actually check my package manager, and maybe there's an updated Visual Studio Code package. It says I'm up to date. And it says it's 2019.3 verified. But I think I beg to differ. And this seems right. We're opening the file okay, so it doesn't, it's like, I don't know, man. I know this is like broken and unbroken a million times. This is a year old. Could be that I like inadvertently uninstalled some kind of Visual Studio stuff that I needed. Because it should be all of this, right? Like, should I want to just uninstall these and reinstall them? Can't uninstall it. depends on... Oh, everything's just a disaster, huh? And our Arduino depends on that. What a house of cards we have here. And you. You. Get rid of all of it. I don't care. Definitely get rid of this insane synthwave theme. Of course, get it out of here. We don't really use this browser preview. Okay. No, I know you're sad. I know. Maybe someday. One day, maybe I'll make my own theme. Yes, install. Download a bunch of dependencies. Work properly. We also want Unity, the debugger for Unity. What's this person? I know, it's sad. Okay, meanwhile, while all that happens, we switched platforms. We don't have these things. I already am mad about my partials, even though I knew it was a silly thing to do. It seemed like a fun thing to do, but now it feels like yucky. Just feels like it just feels like begging for trouble. So the more correct way... What's the more correct way? The more correct way would be maybe that those are two implementations. Either those, there's a base class for these things, whatever we call these are, like there's a word for that, where it's like a connector piece. Middleware, maybe? That's not the word I want. You gonna work? Close. Okay, well, I mean, at least this is kind of enforced here by, this is the platform we're on. Means it's not gonna run in the editor though. Because really this should be standalone or editor. Which will make it work in the editor, but then we don't have any safety. And this one needs to be like, if it's WebGL and it's not the editor. I don't know if I'm actually doing this right. Yeah, so now it's going to work. We don't actually need this to be serialized. And just so we don't get... Okay. Here are our warnings. So this is a kind of tricky problem. Because I do like the idea of isolating all this, like, all the intense C# code or .NET code. I like having that in its own file. I don't really want to mix this with all the code that's going to make the I don't want to mix the JavaScript bridge code and this .NET code. I like those in their own files, so that's good. Maybe the partials, maybe I don't actually like the partials. I don't like them. I mean, I kind of like them, but I also don't like them. So we're not going to do partials. We're going to do a We also will just make them not mono behaviors, which is fine. So there's WebSocket bridge standalone, which is what will also run in the editor. And then we will have WebSocket bridge WebGL, which is what will run in the browser. And then we need to rename these so there's no dots in them. Oops. And then what we want to do is not do this if-def here. Like this is going to be something, we'll have an interface that defines what the kind of the requirements of those are. Like how those things do their job, like how we talk to those things. But I don't like about this is there's like we're relaying events twice, which seems not ideal, but I'm going to ignore that for the moment. And then instead over here, we'll do something like these names are bad. But maybe, okay, we'll just go ahead with our bad names for now. There's a public interface, WebSocket bridge. Adapter, that's the word I wanted before. We could call these adapters. WebSocket does have a capital S, okay. So we have WebSocket, WebGL, and WebSocket standalone will be our adapters. So we will call this an WebSocket adapter. And we will say that these require a connect and they take a string URL always, like these just have to do that. And these, they need to take a close. And they need to take a send. And they need to take a, what? Like a set receive callback or something? Like a, how do you do that? I just can't remember how you say, like, I forgot what it's called. Is it just delegate? Action, that's what I want. An action string callback. So this would be something like, something like that. Where does the action live? System. Oh, should I just call this system.action? System.action? I guess I could just import system. I just don't like to. Okay, so that means that every one of these adapters, we have to have a way to tell it to connect, a way to tell it to close, a way to tell it to send, and a way to tell it receive callback. How about? Why do I always misspell receive? Yeah, that's right. Okay. A receive callback. We could also make it do like the plus equals thing, but I think I want to do it like this. And then this thing is going to have a private iWebsocket adapter, WebSocket adapter. And then it's going to say, we'll do all of our conditional stuff here to say where that comes from. It's either a WebSocket bridge standalone or it's a... Is that not what this thing is called? You don't need to be a mono behavior. You need to be an iWebSocket adapter. I don't, like, it could be that I'm doing all, this is all insane and I shouldn't do it this way, but so far I kind of like it. There's a WebSocket bridge standalone and there's a WebSocket bridge WebGL, and I think we will want to change these names. And this is also an iWebSocket adapter. And neither of you implement your business properly yet, but that's okay. Can I log from not a mono behavior? I think you can. I'm actually not entirely sure. Okay, so it will be one of these two things. And the conditions will be... Oh, I was going to paste those conditions somewhere and then I lost them. Okay, but it needs to be like... Basically, if it is... If Unity WebGL... else and if something like this. So if it's WebGL, we do this, and I don't really think we'd run this on other platforms, but and this is going to say connect. Tell our WebSocket adapter to connect, and this tells our tells it to close. So that all seems not terrible. I don't love the way it looks, but it just means we know we have a consistent interface here. We know we can talk to a WebSocket adapter how we want to talk to a WebSocket adapter. And then the interface is going to demand that those things function in the right way. So like this receive callback. Is going to do its thing. So we will have a public and it was an action. And then we're going to say we'll have a private action string receive callback. And I don't know, maybe this is crazy, but maybe it's not. You ever think of that? So now we can say set receive callback. Receive callback will be equal to callback. And now whenever we get one of these messages, instead of doing this, we'll say if receive callback, we just call the receive callback like that. And then the thing we will have to do here is, in addition to connecting, we also want to say WebSocket adapter.receive, set receive callback, and it's going to get can I do this like this? All lambda-like. And this is, well, let's just keep that for a moment. Let's get this. We're going to have two layers of callbacks, which I don't love, but feels not unreasonable. And I want to change all these datas to messages because I think that message is a better term, actually. Send a message. Yeah. Okay, so that just says that depending on which platform we will use a different adapter. We will connect, and then we will say, hey, by the way, whenever you get data, do this. And we're like stacking callbacks on delegates, and that doesn't feel great, but there's a reason for that, right? Like we have the adapter talking to the bridge, and that's one callback, and then the bridge talking to the rest of the world, and that's another callback. So that's seems not wholly unreasonable. Life is yours. Is that your tomato? Did you grow that? I want to grow some tomato plants. Wow, looks great. Wait, I want to just look at it. Look at that. Did you just like plant an old tomato? Did you just stick an old tomato in the dirt? Also, what is this? So many questions. Wow, you cut a mini tomato in half. The problem is I love mini tomatoes and they're one of my favorite foods, and that would be one less mini tomato I could eat. So I'm a little worried about that. Did you like actually plant it, or did you just cram it on top of the dirt? Like, was it buried, or did you just set it on top of the dirt? A spring leek. Tomatoes. That sounds great. My terrible headphones are hurting my head, but that's news to nobody. Okay, so we now properly implement our interface here. That's very good. No, we don't. What do we do wrong? Set receive callback. I thought I just did that. I misspelled it because I used to misspell that word 100% of the time, and now I misspell it maybe 50% of the time, so I'm improving. This one's a disaster, but we can just, for now, let's just implement the interface. Why did it put close first? Is that the order it is in the interface? Oh, weird. So we want a debug.log. Right now we'll just call these things just so we know they got called. Okay, so if we run this in WebGL now, we would hopefully see this logging. To make sure it works in the browser one more time. Look at that beautiful spring leek. That's a fine Norwegian leek. Okay. Uh-oh. Where's our... Oh. You are not a mono behavior anymore. Okay. So this is a weird one because this is gonna work, but kind of. So is this gonna like, yeah, this is actually us logging that code. Well, we don't want that code to run in here. So if it's WebGL, but it's not Unity editor. Okay, so that at least is runnable. It's gonna be, these are not easy things to debug, unfortunately. Okay, so that is still working. And then if we build and run, a WebGL build, and let's make it a development build. Let's add the open scenes. Let's build and run. First build is slow. Hopefully it's only the first build that is this slow. I'm a little nervous about, like, I don't, there's some things I don't even know if they work on WebGL. Like lightweight winter pipeline, WebGL, is that a thing? Or it's right, it's universal. GL2. I see. So OpenGL2. Okay. Can you use shader graph? Man, this build is slow. Okay. What about yeah, like compute shaders? Oh, this is not very long ago. That's not good. Shoot. I cannot believe how slow this is compiling. There's like nothing to it. Hopefully it's just the first compile. Yeah, so if there's no compute shaders and VFX depends on compute shaders, does that mean there's no... Oh, here we go. Okay, so we are definitely not expecting... Well, that was weird. We're not expecting things to work, but we are hoping... Okay, so we at least are running the right code in the right place. So we're getting a connect and we're getting a set receive callback. So that's good. That's great news. So the next step will be to start doing... Man, that was really slow. That was like disturbingly slow. Now the thing to do will be what? What will the thing to do be? The thing to do will be to actually make our this guy do something. But we're not going to make it do the real thing yet. The first thing we're going to make it do is... This is going to be a pain in the butt, isn't it? Like, making this work is going to be kind of a hassle. Not a huge hassle, but there's a lot of pieces that are a little bit hard to do. So we need... I hope this doesn't have to be a mono behavior because I don't want it to be. We need this also. And we are going to need... That's funny, this debug log was okay and didn't conflict with system. That system log always... Okay. Anyway, we want to... Let's just do this. No, let's not do that. Let's do this. So these are all the things that are in that JS lib. And we'll just say inside connect. String return value function, add numbers, print, etc., etc. Let's just do all these things in here. What was in that string return value function? Just does some stuff and then returns some stuff. Okay. So now let's try this. Let's do a build and run. Hope this goes faster. That would be really not pleasant. Not a pleasant iteration situation if it's that slow every time. Still seems pretty slow. I mean, I guess we wouldn't have to do that too frequently, but you know, once you get down to like actually finishing a project, getting ready to deploy, slow build times are killer. That seemed at least a little better, but now we're not done yet. Maybe it's because it's a development build. Okay, so what will happen here, excuse me. Oh, okay, but I just had an idea that maybe makes life a little easier. Maybe. Maybe. We will need a custom template. How do you do that? Okay, so hopefully we've called these other... Okay, we did a hello world, so that was an alert straight from Unity. This is a string. And then we inspect. We get this other stuff. Okay, that feels pretty good. The thing is, excuse me. Letting Unity decide that thing? Okay, I think we need to start making a template. So what I've just realized is we can maybe shift the bulk of the logic. At least the following elements. Shift much of the logic out of this JS lib and just have it in our own JavaScript land. And maybe that's better. We'll have the Unity instance. So like inside the JS lib, because it only needs to be in the JS lib if Unity wants to talk to it. I assume. But once in that land, can we just talk to whatever we want? Unity container. So if it was just those things, so if I made a WebGL templates folder, and then if I made it and spelled it correctly, or subfolders within this folder. WebGL templates main, and inside here we will make a new file that has these 3 important things in it. Quit it. It'll have a script tag. It'll have this friend, and then we'll have div ID equals Unity container, I guess. So is that the minimum of what I need? This is mobile dancer, assets, WebGL templates main, and index.html. And now in my player settings, do I get a WebGL? I do. I get a main. Okay. And then, like, what I guess I want to know is, can I start doing stuff? Can I start doing whatever else, like whatever I want in here? Would assume so. Like before this, can I just start doing whatever WebSocket stuff I want? Or Socket.io stuff? Actually, like, can we just steal our same Socket.io client implementation? From in here, whatever we do, can we just do this? This will be, let's just go ahead and get it from where we want it. So we do that, and then we make a socket, and then we do this thing. So we'd have to do a send message back. Ah, that's the worst part though. Shoot, I forgot about that. It needs a game object. Man, that sucks. And the adapters maybe need to be game objects. I don't want them to be, but maybe they need to be. Just because if we have to do the send message thing, because the sending of callbacks thing seemed like a more arduous process. Okay, well, let's do, so we picked our thing. And we are gonna do build and run again. Really is slow. I mean, I don't know why it has to do anything. All we did, we just changed the template, right? In fact, there's not really... no, it break. We could almost just edit this template directly, but it would get goofy. So we probably have to work and then like backport it. But that's okay. I'm just watching a green bar compile the WebAssembly. Oh, it's slow. Optimize. Not load time. The build is slow. I mean, even aside from the... Well, in the meanwhile, let's try to understand what we have going on. So these are ways to talk to the browser from Unity, which we really only need 3, right? We need hello world, this is a string. Okay, the question is, did we get like our socket connection? Says socket connected. So I should be logging data here. Even if we're not using it, we should be logging data here. Yeah. So we're getting data to this web browser, which is great news. Then we need to get data back to Unity. So I have a few questions. One is, am I okay to just call stuff like inside here? So for example, if I had like let socket and then I had a function connect that was meant to be called from Unity, and then this happened in here, would it still work? I don't want to have to, this is dumb. I don't want to have to rebuild this to just make some JavaScript changes, you know? So this feels weird, but like, I don't like this. It seems like I'm setting myself up for trouble, but if I, that's weird. Template data. No build in there though. Can I just do open folder? This folder? Where is the? Oh, does my web page? No, it's right here. It's right there, right in front of my face. Okay, so what if we change this? Okay, yeah, we will need to find some way to make this sane, because I do probably want to go back and forth here, but oh, well, I can't anyway. I have to rebuild because connect's not getting called. So let's do shoot. Because basically I just want those wrapper guys to call stuff out here that's easy for me to develop and iterate on, right? Like, I just want any work I need to do, I'd rather just do it in here and not have to recompile just to have a template done or have this JS lib. Like, work on this is annoying. I don't want to do this. I want to call those things. Like, I want sort of, this is what I kind of want. I don't know if this is the right answer, but it's what I think I want. I think I want these to just call JavaScript functions that are outside of this library. And maybe I'd move them back in, but that way I can iterate without having to build again, right? Like, unless this is a thing I can edit. But I don't think so. I think that gets compiled away, never to be seen again. So what I kind of want to do is just say, hey, when you call close, just call or connect. Shoot, some of these needed a parameter, didn't they? Okay, so if it was like, so I don't have to do anything but special. It's just And that will be connect. This is just another wrapper kind of layer. Send. Because if I'm developing JavaScript, I want to be in a place I can develop JavaScript, you know? Really close. I don't know if we really need a close, but just... Now the set receive callback is annoying. So let's just not even think about that one for a minute. So I just want to call these things right now and just make sure I can. And maybe they need to be window dot or something, but I don't think so. I mean, they're defined in a visible place, right? Connect, close, and send. So like, oh shoot, but this is socket.io. Well, I'll just ignore my URL for the moment. I don't know exactly how I handle that. That's a little silly. Maybe that if the adapters are game objects, maybe that makes more sense, but then their URLs can just come from there and I can have separate URLs for the two instead of having the WebSocket bridge. So, okay, so we're going to do that in here, and then that means in here, we need those three methods. And then can I just call them? No. So what if we do this? What if we just call those directly? Is that crazy? Oh, it's static. Does this have to be static? What if I don't want it to be static? What if I don't want it to be static? Shoot. Wait, implement interface. Why can't I implement interface? Well, that's sad. Like I've seen stuff that wraps. You know, I could do something like, these are all the JavaScript methods. That seems pretty weird. Feels weird, but I'm gonna do it for now. Because I want to get something working, and then we can, once we have like a functional thing, we can maybe make it a good thing. Or a better thing, at least. So those are all like our JavaScript. And then these jerks will all need this prefix. And I assume that will work. This guy will also eventually need a receive callback, because assuming we still do that the same way. Which we may not. I may not do it the same way. So now I feel like these are just going to become mono behaviors. Otherwise, like the calling back. Does it have to be a game object? Like, what if it's not? Can I do a... Like, what does send message actually, what is it actually? Dream Tell, how are you? Have I ever published a mobile game? I have published a few on the App Store. One of them just vanished because I didn't update it to be 32 or 64-bit. It was a game called Singing Star. I made a long time ago. I made it in something in Cocos. It was before I started using Unity. What's your question? I don't know if I can answer your question, but I can try. It was this game. This game's now gone. But I have other apps in the App Store. Have I used Unity ads? I played with them a little bit, but in the end, I don't think I actually published them. Sorry. I'm not super familiar. I considered using it for some of my music things, but in the end, decided not to. Yeah, sure. Definitely not a Unity ads expert. What are you working on? Well, I'm not exactly sure what I'm trying to ask here, but I don't want to use send message to talk to a game object. I want to know if there's some other, like, so I have component.send message and game object send message. Seem to be my two. But in both cases, it's like a game object. So, and it's a string match, I guess, from outside from the JavaScript world. And I don't have... Since this isn't a mono behavior, it's not going to work like that. So what we may have to do, let's just do it. Let's just... This will be a mono behavior. Standalone will be a mono behavior. So our adapters are now mono behaviors, I've decided. And they need Unity Engine both now. So now I can just talk to this thing. But what that breaks is where we set them up. Because we can't do this anymore. We can't make new mono behaviors like this. Oh, that's in the bridge. So we can no longer do this, but I think that's okay. We will just do... This is a little silly, but in both of these cases, let's have a WebSocket URL. I think this is what we want anyway. Those are going to have a WebSocket URL. We will just make fields for both of those things now. We'll just have a WebSocket adapter. Let's just go ahead and rename them to adapter. Have a WebSocket adapter, and we will have a WebSocket adapter for WebGL and for standalone. And then we still need a iWebSocket adapter for like the one we're going to use. So this is a little silly, but I think it's okay. We just can't do anything on start. We'll have to call a method on those. It's like an initialize method or something. And they will do all the work. So now instead of this, we'll just do this. You're not a called bridge anymore. Neither one of you are. Who do you think you are? WebSocket adapter standalone. Oh, it needs to be the lowercase one. Of course. And WebSocket adapter. Yeah. Now, what do we want to do? Well, let's just make like an initialize. Because we only want to initialize one or the other. And we want to... We won't even have a WebSocket URL anymore. We don't even know about that. Initialize is now a thing that our interface needs to know. Because we want both of these adapters. What did I actually change in here? Okay, we need to rename our files. Let's do it in Unity. I know all this is like kind of convoluted and weird, but it's a situation that's a little complicated because it's like web browser is effectively another platform with its own rules. So we're kind of doing multi-platform development here. And so we have to make that happen. So like in here, we are I mean, or do we care? Still gonna call close. In other words, we just call connect on the one that we want. Maybe we don't need an initialize. Seems redundant. Like connect is enough information. We just don't want, we don't need the URL anymore for connect. Because they know their own URLs, or they will. So this fellow is going to know about WebSocket URL. So wherever that happens, where is that? WebSocket URL. And similarly, you're going to know about WebSocket URL. Okay. Something like this, maybe? This is all just to get this working in WebGL, which the final, yeah, it's going to be tricky because the final version of this probably has 4 parts. There's probably a part that runs on your phone. That's just a simple client that can probably just be HTML. There's a part that's like visualizers for people's homes that are in the web browsers, which can look nice but have to be kind of stripped down. And then there's the version that is for the museum, that is the like mega version that we want to be beautiful and run as a like standalone application. So it's a lot of pieces for sure. Okay, so what does that allow us? It means we need both of those things to be game objects. So there'll be a WebSocket adapter standalone, and there'll be a WebSocket adapter WebGL. I mess this up. WebSocket adapter WebGL. WebSocket adapter WebGL. Where is that? That's you. WebSocket adapter. Okay, so standalone gets a standalone. WebGL gets a WebGL. The standalone is WSS:// mobile-dancer.glitch.me. And the WebSocket adapter one is HTTPS, because it's going to be socket.io, probably. Okay, so and in fact, in the end, maybe we'll just have some local WebSocket bridge for the main app to talk at, and we will never even use this Unity WebSocket adapter. I don't know. So, where does this leave us if we hit run? We didn't populate these. So hopefully this just works. And it does. And then now we're like a step closer to it working in the browser, but we're not quite there yet. We're getting closer. I knew this was going to be a battle. So as far as where we are in the browser, we do have our JSLib, this. We are now calling our connect function, our close function, and our send function. So that's all great. WebSocket adapter WebGL, we should also have a receive. And this is not the ideal way to do this. This is just like the slightly more expedient way to do this. And we also want a receive callback here. We could maybe make that part of the interface, really. In fact, let's just do it. Let's say the interface also needs a receive callback. Wait, what's wrong? They can't? Can it be a property? So it has to be a property, not a field. That's okay. I don't really want, I kind of want it to be, well, that's fine, I guess. Can you not be the little shortcutty guys? Wait, what? Okay, now you're happy? So it'll just be a property, and then you, on the set receive callback, will be this, and this, and how, ugh, did I misspell this everywhere? Why can't I spell that word? Nobody knows. Receive callback, receive callback. Okay, that sets our receive callback, and then we can use our receive callback. So that's great. So then when we receive, we want to, just like we did over here, say, if we have a receive callback, use it. And we want to say, our set our receive callback, that's all the same. Okay, so that seems not bad. So the remaining part that is not great is this, is the this on message, like when there is sensor data. What we need to do there is do the communicating back, whatever. which this is gross, but let's just do it. So we want to send, and it's receive, and this is web socket adapter WebGL. And hopefully we can find a way to optimize this. I hope. But maybe this will work. No. What's wrong? It has to be public? That seems weird. Why does that have to be public? And if it is public, then we don't even need to do this. We don't need these. We can just set it from the outside. Which maybe that's better. We can cut down. We don't need this anymore. We just say receive callback is equal to this. Which is a little tidier anyway. Okay, let's make sure it works in browser land. And it seems to, and I mean non-browser land. And now let's see if it works in browser land. And if it does, maybe we call it a day. While this builds, I'm going to get a drink of water. So I'll be back in just a moment, if you'll excuse me, please. Hi. Hello. It's me again. It's me, Scott. Remember when science and tech, like, people would come around sometimes? Those days just gone? Science and tech dead? Science and tech die? It's just gone forever. Okay, so what happened to my build? Did I like push all the wrong buttons before I got up? Or is it still building? Unity, are you broken? What are you doing, buddy? Are we just not? Oh, it's behind this other window and I can't move it. Compile WebAssembly module. Man, slow. Not very excited about that. Well, that took a long time. And I think I forgot to say build and run. Well, that would be sad. I don't want to like set up a node server just to run that. Guess I could. but I don't want to. I'm going to not do a development build, which may be unwise because everything could be just totally break. But I just want to see how bad the build times are. Because, like, minutes upon minutes seems egregious. I mean, what it's doing is kind of incredible, so I can't be too mad at it, because it is pretty incredible that it's like taking my C# code and compiling that into C++ and then using a sim.js. Then it's like turning that into a assembler and running it with the sim.js, something insane like that. Yeah, even Eric says so. Frankly, I'm impressed it works at all. It is impressive. But even this person is saying, like, I don't have an i7, but I have a generations newer processor than this. This is slow. This seems too slow to me. Seems not great. Okay, surely something's broken. What? What am I logging here? Did I do something very silly and log? I did. I logged the function that I'm inside of. Okay, but I called connect, so that's very good. So the real question is calling back with our... Okay, an error occurred running the... Okay, see your browser. Object does not have a type which is supported by send message. Oh, is it because I put the type name and not the... So that was the real template. Can we just edit that in our compiled template? Hopefully. and not have to redo everything again. That was... So that would be this. Well, that's weird. The game object, that is the game object name though. Oh, receive. Ah, I misspelled receive. Okay, that's one problem. Okay, so fix that. But this is the name of the... That is the name of the game object. Am I in trouble because it's also the name of the type? Why do you do this? Why would, when I put things in quotes, tell me the, like, search for the things I searched for? Build name JS? What? I wonder how long that typo's been there. Well, my object, my function, test data. So game Unity instance was the name of my guy here. WebSocket adapter WebGL, and I'm calling a method called receive. And I have, maybe I didn't make it public or something. I have a WebSocket adapter WebGL. That name matches. There's also the class name, which maybe makes it mad. And in here I have a receive. So I don't understand. Great. I don't know what's wrong. Object name, method name is the name of an object in your scene. My game object, my function, WebSocket adapter WebGL has WebSocket adapter WebGL on it. And there's a function, a method, called receive that takes a string. Oh. Oh, that's the problem. The problem is not on that side, it's on this side. We're getting JSON data. Right? That's why the object ID. I should have recognized that immediately. Okay. Did I fix that in the right place or the wrong place? Maybe that wasn't the problem. Sure seemed like the problem. Wait, did I not fix this in the place? No, I need to fix it in this place. That's confusing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We did it. We did it. Yay. 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 Wait, come back. Yay. Wow, that took 2 hours, which I think is not actually that bad for never having done the Life is Yours. That was a pain in the neck, but we got it. We have a JavaScript plugin, we have 2 adapters. I'm using send message, which I don't like, but it works and it's responsive, even with logging on, actually. Very inefficient. But that's Unity. That was a lot of work to get a cube in a web browser. Can you join? You certainly can. Yeah, it's you. Uh-oh, is that me? Oh. My y-axis inverted? Probably. I think they're actually inverted in... Hold my phone upside down? Huh? Like this? Yep. So, I really don't know how I'm going to make this look good. I don't know, like how I'm going to make it into something that's a coherent sculpture. Because it's kind of what I want to do. I mean, let's start. Let's just do a quack. Let's do a quack version. Okay, we've validated that WebGL works. Let's go back to non-WebGL land for a moment. There's us again. And I'm going to try something really silly. That is maybe a bad idea, but let's try it. So let's start by just adding a ribbon that is a trail renderer. And that is a mess. So let's create a trail renderer ribbon. And we definitely want it to taper And we probably want the size to be like 0.25 or something like that. Wait, why is it so big? Wait, no. Not you. I thought that was wrong. I thought that was the total size. Not the array size. That was a very silly thing to do. Then the time, we probably only want 1 second. Okay, our taper, we lost our taper. Okay, let's start with just this. Uh-oh. Did my guy die? What happened? Is that me? Is my logging slowing the data down that much? Maybe so. Probably got some traffic jams. Which is a real problem. Could be. Okay, that seems better. Okay, we needed to make our ribbon unlit. Do I still have a web browser open that's logging all this? Let's do that. Let's stop our logging. Okay. We got a weird little tail. Let's change our dancer radius. That's the wrong editor. Why did I define that? Here. Should have just made this a... Realize field. Okay, so we can have a bigger radius, and then let's give ourselves ribbons on. Let's give ourselves. This is a bad idea, but let's do it. Okay, we'll give us a really big radius, and then let's give ourselves 8 ribbons. So let's maybe make our box like tiny, and then this should be 0.25, 0.25. No, you should be 1, 1. And you should be 1, negative 1. Oops. You should be 1, 1. You should be 1, negative 1. You should be negative 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, negative 1, negative 1, 1. Now we need a negative 1, negative 1. And then duplicate all 4 of those and just give all of these negative 1z and all of these positive 1z. So now we should have a little cage around this, which is ridiculous. And oops, did I just move all of those? Okay, now let's make them. I just had a max size that was like more sane. Okay. Yeah, it's still too big. Okay. So we got little streamers. Let's make it 2 seconds. Shoot, did I move all these again? Dang it, quit it. Okay. That's where they go, right? Yeah. They go there. They need to be 0.05, and they're going to last 2 seconds. And if we drag our dancer around, we will make a nightmare mess. Maybe that's still too big. 0.01. Shoot. 0.01. Yeah, right? 0.01. Okay, that gives us little stringies. So this is going to be a spaghetti mess. Let's make this material. Let's make it transparent unlit. I should have switched to the lightweight render pipeline. I don't remember how these transparent guys work. Transparent. Like a yellowy. What, semi-transparent yellowy? Additive? I want them to be additive, not just transparent though. No! That's my fault. Okay. But that is, let's just do like particles, right? Like particles, transparent, additive. Okay, this is gonna look ridiculous, but let's just do it. Whoa! Wait, come back. Oh, I made the radius too big, so we're just gone forever. Oh, I came back. Hello, it's me again. Well, that's just a nightmare, isn't it? I'm too far away. Let's, I can't set my origin. My origin is determined at random. Okay, there's almost something to it. Like if it had a whole bunch, okay, it looks like weird broken electricity. This is not good. That's just a scribbly nightmare. So our goal over like the next 2 months, if we stick with this, which I kind of feel like we should, because we've already got we got to start, is to get from this mess to something beautiful. Sounds hard. Our data's getting jumbled a little bit. I do have a ton of logging going on. We're logging on the server, we're logging here. Like, why do you have to hold the phone upside down? Inverted coordinates, I think. Because it's, remember, the phone uses Z up, and then maybe it's Y towards you. So Y might be coming out of the bottom of the phone. So that's fine. I'm sure we'll have to do some like coordinate inverting tricks. You know, there's a chance though that I might not even do the accelerometer though. Like maybe just the orientation. I don't know. Oh no, where'd I go? Okay. Oh, I blew it. I hit a button. Definitely hit a button. It's me again. I'm back. Okay, so did I get lost again? Let me hear you. I can't tell who's who anymore. That's me. Where am I? I feel like the data is like way... We got traffic jam. We got to do the thing. There's like a socket emit where you basically say don't care if the data gets there. It's like... Okay, keep dancing, and I'm going to try to follow you on the camera a little bit. Oh wait, did I suddenly appear? Like, what do I stuck the camera inside the dancer? Oh, that was a bad idea. Whew. Where are we? Where's the... Oh, there it is. Okay, we're flying through space now. That's kind of cool. It's a little bit cool. Is this you? I mean, it must be. Or unless it's like a bunch of old data, which is also very possible. Whoa! Okay, do a really good dance so I can get a good screenshot. Maybe you'll see me in the background if I dance too. I feel like the camera follow is kind of funny. Oh, that was me. I saw me for a second. Oh, our trails are casting shadows too. It's probably not great. How's this running? 2,000 frames per second. What's slowing us down is the data is jumpy. Looks pretty weird, but I'm kind of into it. Whoa! Wait, is that me? Uh-oh, no camera's rendering. What happened? Oh, I deleted the camera because the camera was inside you. Okay. Okay. That was some kind of progress, right? What did we do today? We got Unity working, Unity WebGL working, and that took a lot of work. Yeah, you refreshed, but the camera was parented to your object, so when your old object was destroyed. Yes, I think you're right. Some interpolation, like lerp between. But I don't even know what we're gonna make. Like, I don't know exactly what the outcome of this sculpting process is. I don't know if it's gonna be stringy or I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like the idea that everybody gets their own little three-dimensional volume, their own little snowball, whatever it is. And but I don't know, man. We got a lot to do to figure out what this is and how it works. But we made some major inroads. It will be for the museum, but it's got to run before that too. Whew. Well, but it can't be, the physical part of this basically just has to be a screen. Like I probably can't do a crazy physical installation because the museum's locked down. And this kind of has to be done before. That's stuff that has to be figured out. Like the nature of this residency changed pretty dramatically, where now I'm trying to make it as much as possible an online experience. So, yes, I don't know exactly what will happen in the museum, but probably if all this work goes into a screen-based experience, it will probably be, you will probably look at a screen in the museum, even if you're interacting with it in a different way through some computer vision or something, if it's not through the phone. But I don't think I have the time, because really I have 2 months, and I don't think I have the time to, over the next 2 months, do this web-based or Unity-based project and then have it come manifest in some totally alternate physical way. I think that could be really cool. I don't think it can work, but I don't know. We'll really kick things off on the residency next week and try to come up with some more concrete plans. My rough ballpark of a schedule probably needs to be something to make this feasible. Something like May, we just continue to work and experiment and build up a library of experiments, and then all of June has to probably be produce the work, which is a very accelerated schedule, and that's not totally ideal, but hey, we'll figure it out, right? Right. Okay. I will talk to you soon. I might stream some games over the weekend, maybe even tonight, but I don't think we'll work until Monday again. Draclin, thanks for coming by. Life is yours. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your help as always, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.